Hello, and welcome to the BL Express. This is BL Songbird, and this is BL Week in Review. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to clip any videos that you like. If you have something extra you'd like to say on social media about it, feel free to do so. I would just appreciate a tag so that I can read what you have to say too, because that would be fun. Today we are going to be reviewing what's coming up and reviewing what's past, and then talking a little bit about the shows that started this last week. And then I always find it rough starting these things. I don't know why that is. This part is the hardest part. Okay, so hi, hearts, welcome. Um, this is a live Q&A format. I love audience participation. Feel free to chime in the live chat with your own thoughts. At points, I will be asking questions, and I'm hoping that you guys will have some kind of answers and responses and chat back and forth with each other as well about the topics we talk about today. We're going to be reviewing BL, and then we're also going to be talking about specifically Heesu in Class 2, and the fact that there was a lot of controversy surrounding that series this week, and it got me to thinking about BL as a genre. So that is what we're going to end up chatting about. But first, how was everybody's week? My week last week was complete madness. Did anybody actually get a chance to watch or tune in live to the interview with Arc Soroch we did here at the BL Express this last week? Because it was really, really fun to do it, but the work and effort that went into getting there was so intense, and there were so many late hours, and I just hope that everybody enjoyed it and it turned out well. He was just a really cool guy, and we learned a lot. I think that my main takeaway from that interview is that My Golden Blood is a very different kind of vampire series because it's about becoming human rather than becoming vampire. Typically the main character gets enthralled by the idea of vampire and gets sucked in, and at the end they always want to turn into a vampire themselves. Whereas in this series it's the opposite. It's the vampire that gets enamored of being human and just wants more and more of it. So that might be why it has a different vibe for everybody that we're not expecting, and we keep waiting for things to happen, and they may go a different way. So I'm going to be watching the rest of that series with very different eyes than I did before doing that interview. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and do so. It's pretty fun. How am I this evening, Valerie? This evening, I am actually feeling pretty great. It's a good evening. It's been warm today. I have my whole house open, and I'm just getting a chance to relax and hang out with you guys this evening. It's pretty fun. This is probably one of the favorite things that I do of an evening is hang out with you guys. I'm hoping that the chat is keeping up. I only have 2 messages so far. Maybe there's more, maybe there's not. I don't know. Okay. Well, I can just chat on and on about things, apparently. The main takeaway is watch the interview, guys. It's available on the BL Express YouTube channel. And just enjoy learning more about the director's style and approach for My Golden Blood, especially if you're watching the series. It definitely will enhance your viewing experience, which is really cool. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Hi, Ugly Syrup. Good to see you as well. This is so fun. Nope, it's lagging a bit for me. Okay, I think the the chat is lagging a bit for me as well. Yay, you made it, Nimu. That's amazing. It's good to see you. Awesome. I think the chat is finally catching up a little bit. Good. Awesome. I'm glad. Pammy, hi. Okay. It's catching up. It's a miracle. All right. So, before we do our main topic for today, we're going to just do the week in review real quick. What's ended, what's beginning, what's coming. So, the things that began this last week, and you guys, this is the point where you throw stuff into the comments about what you thought about the shows that started this last week. So go for it. If you already know what started, you can start typing away. If not, you can listen for it and join in when you'd like. The first show that began is Boys in Love. Yes, I know we've cycled through 2 Sundays, and technically this week, the last show we saw was episode 2. But for my BL Week in Review article, that article had episode 1 in it and the premiere and my thoughts about the premiere. So Boys in Love started. It's on Ichi. It airs on Sundays, if you hadn't already figured that one out. And then My Stubborn started as well that same Sunday on Ichi. 2 very different shows on the same day, people. Like night and day. The first 5 minutes of My Stubborn were quite something. I don't even know what to say about that. Anyway, and then the first 5 minutes of Boys in Love was like an intro into this world where uniforms were no longer a thing and people were dressed as dinosaurs. So the difference between those 2 series on Sunday, if you're watching things live, is kind of crazy and might be worth checking out. I was here, but being caregiver is the pets. That is fair, Yuriza. Good to see you. Pammy, I just watched the first episode of Boys in Love today. I'm liking it so far. It's cute. That is a good way to put it. That show makes me smile. Both episodes so far. I'm just sitting in a corner giggling to myself. I don't know. And then so cute. Boys in Love is the perfect antithesis to My Stubborn. Yes. That's a big word right there. Fun. Love it. Yeah, it is. It's the perfect antithesis. And as for My Stubborn, a good way to start, I guess. LOL. Yeah, no, it was definitely a way to start. I think that start told us exactly what that series is going to be about, for sure. And if people are hoping for like really strong plot, like with lots of depth and lots of things you can dig your teeth into, I don't think that's the series for that one. Doesn't mean it's not enjoyable though. You know, different series for different people. So much variety airing now. It's kind of amazing. All right, and then on Saturday, so this last weekend on Gaga Ulala, we've gone to a different channel for once, guys. They picked up the rights to The Bangkok Boy. The Bangkok Boy had a gritty kind of deep start to it. Some people said they had difficulty following it, which I didn't, but I have a half of a, like when I'm listening to Thai as a language now, I pick up on at least like 30%, 40% of it. So some of that series could have just been going too fast as far as the subtitles go. There were also a lot of characters introduced in the first episode. And if I'm just going to be straight with you guys. I'm giving you a little spoiler just so you're aware. Already by the end of episode 1, 2 people have passed away who were close to the main character. So it's definitely not for the faint of heart. That is for sure. So Saturdays on Gaga Ulala, we've got Bangkok Boys. And then Sundays, we've got the contrasting series My Stubborn and Boys in Love. Yeah, like what is plot? I haven't started My Stubborn, but I'm really looking forward to it because of Yoon. Yes, Yoon is playing a lovely character in that series. I think like he's one of the sweeter characters. And then, nah, I think there's a deeper backstory, but okay, if you say so, Eureka, I will go with it. I still haven't been able to watch the Bangkok Boy. It looks really good, though. Yes, it's definitely a different sort. We have quite the variety right at the moment in BL, which is cool. I really enjoyed the Bangkok Boy. There's a lot of potential. I would agree, Michelle. It definitely has a vibe of there being a lot of potential. It could also go horribly awry because there is so much potential that we're gonna like have built up expectations that could be shattered. You know what I mean? Like, actually, that's what I'm most afraid of for one of the series that's coming this next week. Even though I don't think it's going to be that, I'm still slightly scared for them. And that is the next Prince. Like, the expectations for that series. Oh man, I can't, like, and then the documentary that they did, the expectations in the documentary that they did for that series, it's, I don't even know if, oh, please let it go well because they seem to have spent so much money on it. Anyways, feel free to watch the documentary. For those who are like worried about spoilers, there's no need to worry. That documentary doesn't really give spoilers. It just gives a really solid grasp of like how much they spent and all that went into making the series. I really enjoyed. Okay, I started watching My Stubborn and noped out very early on, lol. But Boys in Love is adorable, so I'll be watching that. Yep, I figured some people would like the Bangkok Boy and some would like nope out pretty fast for sure. Boys in Love is definitely an easier show to consume, and I think it'll just be like another one on people's comforts lists. It already seems like it's going to be another one on people's comfort lists. Yes, my expectations are high. Yeah. Did anyone else see the documentary? That is a good question. Did anybody else see that documentary? Super high expectations. I'm looking forward to the next Prince. It's going to be fun. Gosh, I hope so. I have very high expectations. Oh man. Right? But I think we do all have faith in them. I think they're going to do a great job. My biggest, like, I don't know, sticking point for a series is the ending. So I hope they nail the landing. Like that's like my biggest fear is that they're not going to nail the landing. But people haven't seen it yet. Okay, we still have days left. It's Saturday. You guys can like consume it in bits and pieces. It's really cool. If you would like me to just give you a rundown in this live because you don't have time to watch it, I can give you some of the details that I liked the best. Just throw me a shout out in the comments if you'd like me to do that. Okay. I'm staying away from anything until it starts. Well, that answers that question then. I'm supposing that you won't want the details that I found interesting before it airs then. I will let it go. How long is it? How long is the series? 14 episodes. It'll run through like early August, I think. However, they just finished. I feel like there's at least 55 cues, so I don't know. That probably means the episodes are going to be pretty dang long. I might after this, but I'm watching Still Together. Okay, that's an interesting choice for sure. The doc, the doc. Oh, the documentary. How long is the documentary? 45 minutes. It's not super long. It's pretty easy to consume. Okay. And the other thing, okay, so the next Prince is starting and we got sidetracked, but the other thing that's starting, and hopefully the next Prince doesn't outshine it. They were crazy for starting something else that same weekend, but Brave. Pit Babe 2 starts on Friday on HEE. So we have Saturday, The Next Prince, and Friday, Pit Babe 2. If you guys have any comments about Pit Babe, go ahead and you can shout those out in the comments, but I don't really have much to say about it. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the second season, and I'm just kind of waiting to see how it plays out rather than like joining the rumor mill, if you would say that. Like, Who knows? Who knows what that show's going to be like? But for those who enjoyed Pit Babe the first season, I'm sure you guys will enjoy the second season just as much, even if it's just for the characters. I mostly always wait for a series to be done before starting, but I'm not against spoilers, lol. Ah, I love Together and Still Together. Pit Babe, I need Charlie's villain arc, please. Okay, definitely some people who are looking forward to that one too. I'm glad. All right, in this live, guys, one thing that will happen is that you'll get a couple of maybe a little spoiler here and there from the first episode. You'll get possibly a few spoilers from the final episode if we chat about it. And you'll get an idea overarching if you'll enjoy the story or not, because we always contribute as a team between me and you guys a little live review about the series and whether it's worth checking out or not. So no in the middle spoilers, I promise. Just the beginning and the end. I'm really looking forward to it, even though a lot of people don't like it. LOL. The Omega Verse is still included. Oh, did they include the Omega Verse? The main rumor was that that has been removed. I really loved Pit Babe, so I'm super excited for the second season. However, I'm a bit apprehensive about how they are going to go about it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll give it a shot as I do every series. I typically watch like 2 to 3 episodes. Once in a blue moon, blue moon, I'll watch episode 1. I'll be like, wasn't for me, but that I normally at least give something a 2 to 3 episode shot before I rule it out. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So the director confirmed it is still included. Okay. So that controversy is just what it is just a little rumor that was going around. That's good to know. Okay. So today, Heesu in Class 2 is going to be the main focus because that's the series that ended this last week. And people have some opinions about that or had some opinions about that. How many people watched Heesu in Class 2 for starters? Did anybody watch it in this group? I know it was in an odd place that not everybody has. Like Vicky is not known for BL at the moment. It has a lot of old stuff, but as far as currently airing series, not so much. So has anybody watched it? I watched it and I actually don't have the same opinion as a lot of people did about it. I heard anywhere from it being a hetero series with a BL side couple to it not being a BL at all. And I disagree with all of it, which is why I thought it would be fun to chat today. Uh, Quick reminder, this is a safe space. Everybody has the right to their own opinions, and all opinions are accepted because at the end of the day, these are just opinions, including mine. So feel free to disagree with what we are chatting about today and voice your own thoughts about it. And I don't know, we're just going to have some fun talking about this lovely genre of ours. I didn't watch Hisu. Yes, definitely. Shan Young in Class 2, LOL. Same. I watched it. Okay. For those who didn't watch it, you will still have a chance to say something because I'm going to be speaking to BL as a genre and not just on Hisu. I'm going to be linking the two together because those who said that Hisu wasn't a BL. So we're going to talk about what BL is, at least in my opinion. You guys can go ahead and throw in extras if you have different ideas. But we're going to be talking about that as well. So let's start with Heesu in Class 2. Just a brief little summary. It's a story about a boy who is very much in the closet as a gay boy in high school in South Korea and has fallen in love with his best friend. And the whole series is about him coming to terms basically that his best friend is straight and will not like him back. Essentially, that's how I would sum that up. I'm not going to give end of plot spoilers. Um, but yeah, that's basically the plot of the story. It's not really romance because the climax had to do more with like his struggle as a gay young man rather than the romantic aspect of the whole show. So I think romance is a side plot to at least the way they did the series. Now I can't speak to the story, that the written version of the story, because I haven't read it. So I can only speak to how they did the series. And I think they did change it somewhat from the written story. And that could have been some people's upset, was that it wasn't the same as the written story. They definitely went a different direction with it. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Nimu. Last Meal also ended this week. Why did that slip my mind? It did, but it ended on Sunday. You're right, it did end on Sunday. Thank you. All right, Last Meal Universe is, how would you describe that? Is it even possible to? Okay, I'll just summarize. Last Meal Universe is about an alien who comes to Earth with the express purpose of destroying the planet, and instead falls in love with the food. There you go. Shenanigans ensue, all the fun things. It's a complete farce. And if you need to laugh for a couple of hours, it's only 7 episodes long. And to me, it's really funny. Now, the style of humor isn't for everybody, I don't think. Humor is very subjective. But if you follow me and if you know the kinds of things that I find amusing, and you think those things are amusing as well, then you'll also probably find Last Meal Universe funny. All right, there's the aside. Yes. It was super cute and endearing, but I felt gypped with finale. Yes, exactly, Ariza. I think it could have used another episode at least to really do a great job. Is like one more episode. One more episode was all it needed. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts since I think I'm on the other end of it and I will be doing a review next week. Oh, okay. I did. Self acceptance. Last Meal is out of this world. I think it's the best way to do it. It's out of this world. It's something else. I just thought it was a farce. It was really funny. Is it deep? No. Is it got something you can sink your teeth into? No, absolutely not. It's just funny. Anyway, okay. So, back to being serious, everybody, because only so many things can be funny. We're talking about Heesu In Class 2 and BL as a genre. And like how people were saying it wasn't BL. And guys, the ending definitely was BL. I'll just throw that out there. I think I can say that much without giving spoilers. The ending is definitely BL. And the main character is not straight. And yes, his entire focus for his entire existence has been on this straight best friend. So that does have a strong plot in there because his focus is there. But the climax was not straight. So this story was not straight, ladies and gentlemen. So like this whole idea that it's hetero main story with a BL side couple, I think personally not true. And the idea that it's not BL, now that left me pause. That let me think. So this is my question to all of you, and this is the question I'm going to answer in what I think, and maybe together we'll figure some stuff out. And that is, what is BL as a genre? And to be clear, I think that BL is totally ever evolving. I think as the genre progresses, that it'll become more and more things. So what we're speaking to is, what is BL today as a genre? I think the loudest voice is about Hisu is from the fan of the webtoon. Yeah, I was thinking that might be the case. I kind of want to watch it just to see which side of the argument I end up on, lol. That, sometimes it's almost worth doing just for that, right? You just find out. where do you land? Where do you land with it? Who knows? Okay, I'm going to give you mine, and you guys can like agree or disagree. And I'm going to share it via because I'm a writer. I'm going to share it via a little like flash fiction I wrote because I don't express it very well with my own words, but when I was writing it as if I were speaking from another character, I think I did a pretty great job at defining it. So I'm going to read to you guys one of my flash fictions, and then we can kind of talk about that and see what you think. Okay, the fiction is called The Past. English is a thing. The Path Less Traveled. Erin reached her hands toward the computer and hesitated. When did her fingers get so wrinkly? She held them up to inspect them and then placed them haphazardly on the keyboard. As soon as she placed her middle finger on the letter I, a feeling akin to lightning raced down her spine and stopped her in her tracks. A memory trampled into her mind, unbidden and unwelcome. So, I figured it out. I want to be a writer who writes BL, Erin said. She was excited to tell Layla that she figured out her new life path. What's BL? Her best friend of a decade asked her. You know, boys love. No. Am I supposed to know? It was true. Erin kept her growing passion a secret, even from her best friend. It's a romance genre where boys fall in love. Oh, good for you. Sounds like you're super passionate about it. I have a chapter up on Wattpad if you'd like to read. No thanks. That stuff is gross. That stuff is gross. The words echoed around the room. Forcefully, Erin pressed the letter on the keyboard. I. Another memory piled on the last one. This time, she was sitting in a cafe on a date for the first time. This time, she came prepared. Her previous conversation taught her a lesson. No one in her community knew what BL was. She'd already decided she would just call herself a queer author. So, her date said, what do you do? I am a teacher and a writer, she said. She was proud of her new passion. Oh, you write? What kind of stuff? I write queer romance. Oh, that's nice. It's not really my thing, but good for you. Erin forced a smile. Of course it wasn't. She bullied her fingers into motion and pressed the letters on the keyboard in front of her. They made a satisfying clack and a word appeared on the screen. She made it bold just for emphasis. Choose. Her heart raced as another memory popped into her mind. She was sitting on a park bench and talking to an acquaintance on her lunch break. I'm so excited. I decided that I wanted to write. This time she knew better. She learned her lesson. Oh, what type of writing? I want to write romance. Oh, that's nice. I enjoy romance. Where can I find your stories? Um, Erin hesitated. Should she say it? She remembered how important this was to her. You may not like it. How do you know? Well, it's a queer story. Oh, that's nice. The words, oh, that's nice, pinged around the room. Erin carefully spelled the word and watched it appear on the screen. This time she decided it needed to be bold and a different font, just so it could do a better job of connecting the last word in the next one. The. The word settled quietly on the screen. This was it. This was what she needed. Ew, boys kissing boys? Isn't that gross? I won't read yours. Sorry. Damn words, leave me alone. Erin ignored the buzzing in her head. It was an effective strategy because the next word came more easily. It needed to be larger so the world could see. Path. I'm sorry, I don't read romance. So, Erin bluntly shouted at the wall of her bedroom. So what? Write BL. I write romance. What's BL? Erin ignored the circular loop her brain was creating and wrote the next word. It needed to be bigger, bolder, brighter, less. Erin's cat wandered in and jumped on the bed beside her. Kitty! BL is a genre where boys fall in love with boys. It's a world where it is okay to be queer. It's a world where prejudice isn't highlighted, where the main characters are accepted and loved by those around them. Sometimes even being queer is completely normal, and it's important to me to tell these stories. Why, you might ask? It's because of these stories I realized it was okay to be me. She petted him fondly, and he purred in response. At least one soul understood. She typed the last word so quickly it almost magically appeared on the screen. This time she chose her favorite color and her favorite font just to make it hers. Traveled. So I choose the path less traveled. Okay. So BL as a genre, to me anyway, is one where it's okay to not be straight and where people are accepted and loved by those around them. And sometimes it's even normal. And I don't know. I feel like that is what BL is, and because that's what BL is, Heesu In Class 2 is that. It's not just the romance, right? It's the coming out and being accepted by those around you. And that plot did cover that. It it was that. So if that's how we define BL, then Hisu in class 2 is BL. Oh, you guys are welcome. I got all emotional about that one because, yeah, it was written in third person, but story about me, those things happen in real life all the time to all of us. So, how do you guys define BL? Is there anything you'd add to it? Is there anything you'd describe it differently as? I don't know. I feel like BL is the world we wish existed. It's a manifestation of a world that we would like to live in. And who knows, maybe enough of us, if enough of us are manifesting the same thing, maybe just one day it'll become real. Oh man, okay. I got teary eyed. Oh, I'm a little bit too. I need my glasses so I can read all of your comments. But yeah, dang. Reading that out loud to everybody live, I don't know. It did something. That's why Thai BLs catch me, the acceptance. I wish more cultures were as accepting. Okay, I'll speak to Thai BL. I watched an interview with some of the people behind Thai BL from GMMTV at least, and they are deliberately writing their stories that way. They're deliberately writing stories as teaching moments for people. Like they're hoping that parents of gay children will watch those shows and like see how the parents respond in those shows and maybe learn a lesson on how to respond to their own kids. And they were hoping that by putting gay marriage in their shows, that gay marriage would be legalized in Thailand, and it was. So that worked. They're using media as form of activism, if you will, social activism, from what I understand, anyways, from watching their interviews. It seems like it's a way to show authentic love without the drive of weird hormones flowing through the story. That's fair. There's an authenticity to the stories for sure. Um, we're all attracted to that part. What else? The power of art. Art is resistance. Yes. Art is resistance. And like acceptance is I mean it could be on the horizon, but even in Thailand, from what I understand of Thailand from reading blogs and stuff, the rural areas of Thailand are still rather conservative. So it's a struggle everywhere. And they just write their stories the way they wish it would be, and yes, putting all of the prejudice and all of the actual problems that queer people face every day into stories is equally important. I'm not going to discount that, but I'm just going to throw out there that the fantasy world is also important. That for me personally, if the fantasy world didn't exist, if I hadn't watched it, if I hadn't become a part of it and like enjoyed it, I probably would have never accepted the side of myself that was queer. because it would never have occurred to me to do so. Like the homophobia is very deep seated sometimes, and it doesn't necessarily come from home. Sometimes it comes from outside sources or just a knowledge that that's just not the way it is to be normal or whatever. And then it's like this whole conversation about what is normal. All right. Oh, okay. I'm just happy my husband and my nieces listen to me when I yap about my BLs. I'm queer and it touches my heart that people actually care, right? I'm happy in that same sense that the people around me, immediately around me are okay with it. Like some of the people that aren't so close to me, that I've met over the time of me enjoying this genre and now writing in this genre, um, they haven't been quite so nice, but like my immediate people have been wonderful as well. A world of acceptance, self-discovery, finding yourself. Yes, where that is all okay. I still think we could use more realism, and I think that's what we got from Heesu in Class 2. Heesu in Class 2, his immediate surroundings were lovely to him. So it was it was real in the sense that he was terrified that like it wasn't going to be okay. But still kind of rosy colored in the sense that when he got brave enough, it did end up being okay with the people immediately around him. Life is harder in rural areas. There isn't as much leisure time for self-discovery. That's true. Rural areas make life harder in general. I worry that putting guardrails around the BL genre we will limit some important stories. It should remain fluid. Yes. Absolutely. I emphasize again, like I did at the beginning, that it's my current idea of what BL is, and that it is an ever evolving genre, which I am so excited to see where it goes from here as the world changes. Realism is important. The Rotten Girl, Nibushan. Realism interests me. I might have to watch this one now. Agree. Sometimes fans are too rigid. Yes, that's part of it. I think with Heesu in Class 2 is the rigidness of what BL is, and what their expectation is for BL. I think that pigeonhole, as Michelle was saying, is the exact reason we have ended up in the spot we're in, with that show and with other shows, where we have these set ideas about what BL is. Even my mom listens to me, but she has a touch of dementia, so sometimes her comments are out of pocket. Still, that's amazing that she listens. That's so cool. Very cool. Oh, what time is it? Oh, we're almost out of time, guys. Wrapping it up towards the end. I really enjoyed this chat, though. I feel like everybody gave some amazing input. Yes, fluidity is important. We need a balance of reality. And my stubborn, yes, right? Like, okay, let's think about this right now. In BL, we had anywhere from Last Meal Universe, where an alien comes to Earth, and really the primary romance was about his love of food with a splash of queerness and BL just for fun. And then we have the Bangkok Boy with its like hardcore gang mafia vibe. And then we got Boys in Love, which is more of your classic BL. Although it's still defined the genre since, there's already been kissing and we're only 2 episodes in. I was like, what is this nonsense? So even that one's kind of defying what it is. And then we have My Stubborn, which is just, it's a whole thing. Actually, to be honest, My Stubborn's probably closest to classic BL at the moment because of the power dynamics between the two main characters, which is entertaining. Uh, I think everyone's definition is valid. I've seen some comments on Reddit where they are so adamant they are right, and you can't convince them that their opinion is one of many and none are wrong. Oh, man. Dang. I hope that this show never comes across that way, to be honest. because there's no academic definition for BL. And since, well, is there? Wait. Guys, do you know, has anybody created an academic definition? And if they created it and it's not in the dictionary, is it considered an academic definition? All right. Anyway, I digress. What else have we got? A lot of people were against Heesu trying to mainstream the story, but in a sense that is also helping people who don't normally watch to learn something. Yes. Mainstreamed. Can you call it mainstreamed? Maybe a little bit, but like, it doesn't speak deeply to those who are afraid of coming out. I don't know. So happy I made it to your live finally. Yes, right? It's been fun. The last meal universe made me so happy over the weekend. Awesome. So weren't we discussing Heesu in class too? Yes, we've been discussing that and BL as a genre this entire, well, not this entire time. We did our week in review at the beginning. Mm, the whole live. We've talked a lot about Heesu in class too, and what makes it a BL and possibly what doesn't make it a BL. I don't know. And what is a BL? If we're gonna call Heesu in class 2 a BL, what does that mean? All right, any final thoughts or questions about today, guys? If not, I want to call it a wrap because we made it and it's been a really good chat and a little bit emotional on my part. Mainstream in a sense of adding the het relationships and having longer run times. Okay, that's true. They did add the het relationship and give it a longer runtime, which is a big deal in general for Korean BL. That was huge. My only complaint about Heesu is that it didn't have the depth of emotion in the last episode that Gel Boys had. Okay, that is a true point. They couldn't go as far because I think there was some age restrictions for what one of the main characters could do as far as that part went. As far as like physical touch and stuff. Now, as far as emotional intimacy, I thought they built it up pretty well. I guess they could have talked longer. I don't know. I like when they are added. 100%. Okay, people are agreeing, Michelle, so you're spot on there. Love it. Oh man, this has been a great chat today. Everyone's had great points to make. This is awesome. And it's notes emotional depth. Okay, I had a feeling after I said the other way that you meant emotional depth, Michelle. I had a feeling. Andy Pantaloons. Although I couldn't participate in chat due to my scheduling, this was still nice to have in the background. So thank you, and thank you to the chat for participating. This was lovely. Oh, thank you, Andy. I'm glad to know you were able to make it. All right, final heart, everybody. This has been wonderful. I've enjoyed chatting with everybody. Until next week, I think that we'll be talking about probably our first thoughts about the next prince mostly because how can we not? So I look forward to chatting with you all next time. Tuesday, 6 p.m. here on the Bale Express YouTube channel. Night, everybody.